Today, I'm going to show you not only how to make it through this bull run, but also how I'm making millions of dollars trading XRP and how I'm helping a whole community do the same. I'm going to talk about everything from how to think about trading to real trading strategies and steps you can take to start making good money like I am. Things are going well for me and we'll keep getting better. Having said that, I guess the first thing I should talk about is how I think. Today, I'm going to share a trading method that has helped me. You can't get off track if you have one too. You can't really be mad. I thought that if you trade, you shouldn't make quick decisions because you will lose money as soon as you go with your gut. Sensibly, you'll lose money. I know this for sure because I've been there. Crypto trade has been around for a long time. I learned this the hard way. I lost millions of dollars because I was too quick to sell or too quick to buy. There were times when I could have bought Bitcoin in its early days, but I didn't because I was scared and emotional. When I first tried to buy Bitcoin, each coin was worth less than $100, 0 cents. If I had done so, I would have become very wealthy, maybe even a billionaire. Okay, I know that was one of the worst things I've ever done, but I can't live my life that way. Today is the only day I can make good choices. I shouldn't let my fears or feelings affect what I do. Instead, I should use reason and facts to make sure I pick the right ones. When I first tried to buy Bitcoin, I should have done that, but I waited because I was scared. If I hadn't let my feelings get in the way, I would have done really well. There have been many times in my crypto trading job when I would have made a lot more money. People buy at bad times when they FOMO or sell at bad times when they FUD. You can pick either way. After that, make sure your mind is in the right place. Do not show how you feel. Take a big breath in. If you're about to worry, be scared or excited too much, do not trade. That's most likely when you'll mess up. And we'll talk about a few of those reasons. But first, I want to talk a little more about planning and the tools you can use to make sure you make the right choices. I'm going to show you that the tools really do work well. You can see the stochastic RSI down here where my mouse is. It's a great tool, but you should only use it once a day. That's where it is strongest. A stochastic RSI has two lines. It has a blue and orange line on it. It looks like you should buy this. If these lines meet, which they do when it's below the middle line at the bottom, now if you look over here and see that it's above this line, that means it's time to sell. Here's what I mean. When this picture was taken, XRP was worth about $248.00 right here at this point. That's 248 now. Not long after that, it dropped even more. At this junction, it looks like XRP was around 199. The most important crossing is the one where the blue line goes over the orange line. The orange line and blue line should cross with the blue line climbing above the orange line. This means you should buy. If you looked at the chart, you could have sold for about $251 cents. If you bought here at the low of $19.99 where it did cross and then sold right here not long after, that's a gain of at least 30% in a very short time. And if you use 5x leverage like I do, you can turn that 30% gain into 150% gain. It's easy to see how you could start a trade on, say, December 31 and sell here on January 4. Keep that in mind for 4 days and make about 150% in that time. We've done things like this many times before. I can open and close trades at exact times, like this time in November, and sometimes even make 200% on them. You can see that this kind of chance comes up all the time. Just like if you bought right now when the lines met at the low of 234, oh, so you sold over here when the price was best, which was $276.00. Yes, that is another great chance. 234 to 276. That's an increase of 30 cents. It looks like you can make a good amount of money there. Again, you can see at the bottom that we were too low when we were at 212 or 195 the day before. A few days later, we hit a high of $3.00. That means you made money if you bought at 195 and sold for close to $3.00. In fact, you would have made hundreds of percentage points more money. The things my Discord group always does are exactly the same. I wish my trade history would go all the way back to the beginning, but it only goes back a couple weeks. because they can't keep track of all that data. And you can see that I buy a lot when we're oversold though. This isn't the only tool I use, but it's clear that this one works really well. I also use the Bollinger Bands all the time. This one is good for many things. It probably tells you exactly when a fix will be available. When time frames are short, this one works much better. Rashad's Fibonacci Bollinger Bands look like this. It's cool that someone made this tool. This tool lets you get the resistance and support lines. A resistance line is just a line that shows where a lot of people are trying to sell. A support line shows that there is a lot of buying pressure and prices are moving back along that line. Help is in the green line and trouble is in the red line. You can see that there are big sell-offs right after every time we touch this red line. As we touch that line right now, there are big sell-offs, which is one example. There have been huge sales above the line. We're getting close to big sales. Right. It looks like this always happens. The line is now over. There are huge sales going on right now. Yes, it is a very exact tool that just scans the whole market to see how many people have limit orders on what prices and how many people have open buy and sell orders. If we get close to this resistance line, it tells you to sell. If we get close to this bottom support line, it tells you that now might be a good time to buy. Once prices hit this support line, as we saw again, they move very quickly, right? This support line has been hit many times, and then we quickly moved to this resistance line. This is because many people buy and the trend keeps going. Remember this if you're ever not sure if it's a good time to buy or sell. You can also compare the Fibonacci Bollinger Bands to the stochastic RSI like I did here. That will really help you. Once more, make sure you're on the 1-day time range for the stochastic RSI. For the Bollinger Band, stick to the 15-minute time limit. Before I go on, I want to say that this plan has helped me a lot and has been used for a while. It just doesn't lie, does it? RSI and Bollinger Bands both use real-time data and research to show you how the market is doing at this very moment. How many people are getting it? How many people have things to sell? Is it true that big companies are placing buy and sell orders? That's the great thing about cryptocurrency, guys. It's really see-through. It trades after business hours when companies can completely change the markets. This gives us a huge edge over the stock market in this area. Crypto is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and a public log keeps track of everything. We can see all of this real-time data and make good use of it, but only if you use these tools. These tools aren't used by most people. You can use this to your advantage and make a lot of money. If you're one of the lucky people who watch my movies and subscribe to my channel, you can make a lot of money from people who are new to crypto and don't know about these tools. This is because they will be impulsive and make bad decisions while you use these clearly proven methods that can frequently earn you a lot of money. The things I've seen so far make it clear that trading is more than just this. Big news events happen all the time and have big effects on prices, and a lot of other things happen too.